So when I say I'm fat, I don't need the world to say, oh my God, no, you're not fat. Yes, I am. Hi, yes. If I'm not skinny, I gotta be something else. Hey YouTube, it's me Shayna of thethickgirlscloset.com and welcome back to my channel. As always, love having you guys here. Holiday time is here. I'm excited, so I tried to be festive in the background, my little dinky tree here, but that's not what this video was about, because if you read the title, we're gonna talk about some stuff today. It is a very special Ask Shay. I haven't done one in so long, mainly because a lot of the questions that I'm getting I've already done, so I've been just referencing them to those videos, and it's holiday time. I really did not want to get super duper emotional, but this particular email had touched the soul, and I felt like I needed to talk about it because it needs to be done. The revolution needs to be televised. Okay, so I'm not gonna ramble any further. We're just gonna go ahead and hop into this letter. Hey Shay, I have been a follower of yours for some time. I really enjoy your sense of style and even your brash and sometimes abrasive humor. But I must say that as of late, I have been very bothered by your language. As someone who has body image issues, it is hurtful and triggering to hear you as a blogger use the word fat to describe yourself. You laugh and you try to lighten the blow when you call yourself fat. I understand that you are a plus size blogger, but you need to understand that there are other plus size women following you. You have a responsibility to be mindful of your words. You are in a place where the rest of us aren't in our body loving journey. You don't have the same problems as us, and it seems at times you forget your privilege in the plus size conversation. This letter is not meant to bash you or be negative. I just wanted to open your eyes to something that I find bothersome, and I'm sure a lot of other girls find bothersome. Thank you for your time. Woo! I brought out the big guns for this one. This is the Carlo Rossi. This is the Moscato Sangria. I had this for a while, but when I got this letter, girl, I knew this is needed right here, because we gonna talk. Ooh. We gonna talk today. Let me tell you, we gonna have a whole conversation today. There we go. Okay. I'll be very honest, I actually had this letter for close to about 2, maybe 3 weeks, and I did not immediately do a response to it because there's so many moving parts in this particular email that I did not know where to even begin. So I had to really sit with my thoughts for a bit, because the initial person in me was about to be like, girl, bye. But I realized I can't do that. So I had to really think about what it is that I wanted to say. The first thing I really wanted to address is this. When I call myself fat, that will and forever always be mainly a description of what I look like. I have gotten to a point in my life where I am okay in the labels that I give myself, and labeling myself fat is what I choose to do. And what's funny is it's interesting that I received this letter, because I actually just recently had this conversation with another blogger friend of mine. You know, as a plus size blogger, we are very much in this very confined world. I am always around other confident, self-loving plus size women. That's who I am surrounded with on a very regular basis. We tend to forget that there are a lot of women who aren't where we are right now. And so I understand your point when you say that. There are a lot of women who haven't gotten to, the point of full body acceptance. And I get it. It's not easy. It's not something that you can do overnight. So I don't expect everybody to be at this point. But what I really want to be honest about here is that this is not something that any of us did overnight. I didn't fall asleep on Monday and then by Tuesday I was out here slaying the world. No. I mean, some people their background story is that they were never really dealing with self-esteem issues. Some people have that lifestyle. I, on the other hand, from the time I was 15 years old, I dealt with, body image issues. I did. for a very long time. So I understand how you feel. But where I am now, it took a lot of work. It took a lot of work to deal with the negative people, the people who think that because you're fat, you have to settle. You know, people that will love you because you can do something for them, which is always a fat girl narrative, right? You know, a dude dates a fat girl because she, you know, cooks for him and whatnot. I get it. I do. But where we are now is a process, and I feel like I have earned the right to call myself fat whenever I so choose. You know, I was always wanting to be skinny. You know, I would say to myself, if I just lost 50 pounds, I'd be good. If I had smaller thighs, I'd be good. If I had a flatter tummy, I'd be good. You know, or I would say, if I lost weight, then that boy would want to date me, and I would have a boyfriend, and I'd be cool, and I'd be in the cool crowd. You know, I equated love, acceptance, and happiness with being smaller. All through middle school and high school, I was called every name in the book. That's why it doesn't surprise me now when people call me fat online, because when I tell you I've been called some names, Fatty, fatso, piggy, big bitch, thunder thighs, obese Gumby, pine saw lady because I was fat and black. I've had people when I was 10 years old tell me to, oh, Shayna, can you sing for me? And at the time I didn't understand what that meant. But what they meant was, oh, it would be like, oh, the fat lady singing, so whatever argument was happening, it would be over. This is at 10 years old. I mean, the list honestly goes on. My confident fat girl privilege is something that I had to work for, and I am not letting that go. It's something that took years for me to get to this point, and I'm here. And calling myself fat doesn't break me anymore. You know, I don't see calling myself fat as self-deprecating humor, because I'm not expecting you. I don't want you to say, oh girl, you're not fat, you beautiful. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. When I tell you, if you want to get under my skin, say that dumb foolishness. I hate when people say that. You're equating beauty and body size in one, and they are not mutually exclusive. So when I say I'm fat, I don't need the world to say, oh my god, no, you're not fat. Yes, I am. Hi, yes. If I'm not skinny, I gotta be something else. Like, that just sounds so wrong, but that's how I look at it. Like I can't rest how I feel about myself on other people. I can't do it. It's something that we've all done at some point. So I get how you feel, but I had to learn, and I still have to coach myself now to not put my feelings about myself on someone else. Don't get it twisted. I still deal with insecurities on a regular basis. You know, I'm very insecure about my small bust line. As a fat chick, I only wear a size C. I'm a C cup. When all my friends are D's, double D's, F, J, K, L, M, they up there. And when they put on bathing suits and bras and they out here showing, you know, not even trying to show up the goodies, they just have great freaking cleavage. They're sexy AF. And I'm like, okay, if I push this way, then I push that way. If I get the right bra hyped all the way up, I have great cleavage. Like, there are things that I deal with too that's something I just cannot fix. But the reality is, just because I have a smaller bust, it doesn't stop me from wearing my bathing suits. It doesn't stop me from figuring out how to make myself feel sexy. Or, enjoy how I look in a bathing suit top, or enjoy how I look in a cute bra. You know, that's just how my body is. As much as I can be next to my homegirl, Kelly, who has great knockers. I can stand next to her, and there are times I'm like, dang, if I just had just a cup or two more, I'd be good. But then it's like, listen, that's just how her body is. She's a beautiful woman. I got small titties. We're gonna make this you know, itty bitty titty committee work. You know, and if you've been a follower for a while, if any of you have followed me for some time, whether it be here on YouTube, my blog, Tumblr, whatever, you know I don't coddle my followers. That is not, I don't believe that helps you in any way. If you ask me for any sort of advice, I don't coddle you. It is not my job to tell you what you want to hear. That's not my job. No, it's not my job. If you ask me for advice, I'm an unbiased party. I am removed from your situation. I'm gonna tell you what I think you need to hear. Whether or not you heed my advice, that's up to you. And of course, what I say is not the end all and be all of life, right? I am just Shayna. I am one person. I think a lot of times in this industry or in this world, when it comes to plus size women and some women in general, you know, we want to give them this flowery response. Oh, just love yourself. It's going to be fine. But no one talks about the hard days. No one talks about the reality that you have to go through life as a fat person. No one wants to talk about when you have to just be out here living your life and there's going to be somebody that's just going to try you because they know they can. We don't talk about that. We don't be real about that. And me, I am someone that has had to work every single day to overcome the foolishness that's going to happen on my day-to-day life. And hopefully me living my life can inspire you to live your life. Because the bad days, oh girl, they're real. The bad days are real. Plenty of times, you know, especially as an influencer, somebody who lives their life online, you know, you have these random internet thugs that their sole purpose is to break you and watch the world burn. They're gonna just go out of their way to spew such negativity, and you have to still figure out a way to face the world. You still have to figure out a way to come back the next day and write another blog post. I have been, you know, going to photo shoots or just moving around New York City, and I've had people laugh in my face because I couldn't fit in that middle seat. I've watched it happen. I'm like, dang. And you know what? When it first started happening, it used to bother me, like, okay, let me not, you know, and it would show. Now I'm like, all right, I can't fit. I will just stand. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? I've had times where I've been going home from events and I have on my outfit or whatever, and I've had people laugh at me because a fat girl has the nerve to have on a short skirt. A fat girl has the nerve to wear a tight skirt that, you know, that showed her lumps and her bumps. She had the nerve to be out here not wearing her specs. I've been there. I've dealt with it. I've done it. I've been in that situation, and you know what? Every day I gotta get up and face the world, because how can I effectively tell all of you to live your best life if I'm not living my best life? How does that work? It doesn't. I can't tell you to love yourself and be proud and be out here just going out and doing things you want to do if I'm not doing it. That doesn't make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense. How does me not living my life help you? You and I have to, you know, I get my privilege in it. I do. I get my privilege in your conversation, and your struggle and your feelings are valid. I'm not denying it. I am not trying to deflect it, but what you're doing here is you want me to basically be disingenuous to myself to make you feel better. You know, society and ignorant ass people, they're gonna call you fat because they know it breaks you and it makes them feel better about themselves. And for me now, if that's how you're gonna build yourself up, I ain't the one, not at my expense. Your body image issues and your self-esteem issues is only something you can fix. I cannot do that for you. Your boyfriend, your girlfriend, husband, wife, mother, any significant other, your loved ones, we cannot fix that problem for you. We can't. You have to make a choice to wake up every day, even on the days you do not want to get out of bed. You got to make that choice every day to love every bit of you, even if it's the stretch marks, even if it's your belly hanging. You have to make that choice for yourself. We can be positive reinforcement. We could egg you on, and you know, we could be there for you on the low times, but we cannot fix that problem for you. I, as a blogger calling myself fat, I can't with a clear heart change how I talk about myself in order to make you feel better. it wouldn't be true to who I am as a person. It wouldn't. And I wholeheartedly believe that as a blogger, I want to be my genuine self. Because if you want fake and phony, there's bloggers out here that do that. There's enough of them out here that live their life in a way to only please other people, and they lose who they are in all the mix. I'm an abrasive person, as you mentioned. Something that took me forever to actually accept. Like, how I describe myself is not necessarily the way you have to describe yourself. But my point is this: how you go through your life journey and loving yourself and building yourself up and becoming a better you can't rest that on how I call myself. You know what I'm saying? You have to use what I do or use what other bloggers do, whatever influencer you follow. Use them as an example, not as the end all and be all. My reasons for doing what I do is so you could take me and other people as a portion of your inspiration. But if you're living your whole self 100%, that is all I can do. But you cannot rest how you feel about me or about yourself on me. You can't. You just cannot. You cannot. You can't. I'm sorry, you can't do it. So there you have it, you guys. That was my latest Ask Shay video. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I know this is kind of a lot in this video, but I would love to hear your thoughts, your 2 cents. Please leave them in the comment section below. If you love my Ask Shay videos, please feel free to thumbs this up. It helps me let me know what you guys like to watch. If you disagree with me, if you agree with me, if you agree with old girl, feel free to let me know down below. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Happy holidays, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.